All right, let's just jump right in because today we are going to dismantle one of the biggest myths out there when it comes to getting things done. If you've ever told yourself you're waiting for the right moment to get started on something important, well, this one's for you. Does this sound familiar? I'll start when I feel motivated. You've got this big, brilliant goal, but you're just waiting for that perfect jolt of inspiration to hit you before you even think about taking that first step. Or how about this one? I'll exercise when I feel like it. The running shoes are sitting there staring at you. The gym membership is paid for, but you're waiting for that feeling of wanting to go. A feeling that, let's be real, almost never shows up on its own schedule. And of course, the big one. I'll begin when I'm ready. We convince ourselves we need more time, more knowledge, more confidence, just more of something before we can possibly start. But what if all that waiting is the real problem? So here it is, the brutal truth. The very thing we're all waiting for, motivation, it's completely overrated. In fact, I'm going to argue that it's actually a trap, and it is not the key to making things happen. So let's kick things off by exposing what I call the big motivation lie. This is the myth that's been holding so many of us back for way too long. You know the drill, right? You watch that high energy video, you listen to the speaker telling you to get fired up, to find your why. And for a little while, it works. You feel on top of the world for like 15 minutes. But then, life happens. A stressful email lands in your inbox, the kids start screaming, and poof, that inspiration is gone. And here's why. We need to reframe what motivation actually is. It isn't some infinite fuel source. It's an emotion. That's it. Just like being happy or sad or angry. And you know what? Emotions are temporary. They're unpredictable. And if your whole plan for success is built on a fleeting feeling, you're setting yourself up to fail. I love this metaphor because it's just perfect. Think about it. You would never, ever build a physical house on a foundation of quicksand, right? It would just collapse. So why are we trying to build our most important goals on the shaky, shifting ground of our feelings? Okay, so if waiting for motivation is the wrong move, then what's the right one? Well, this is the part where we flip the entire script upside down. See, this is the formula that's been drilled into our heads our entire lives. Step 1, feel motivated. Step 2, take action. It seems logical, but the problem is we get stuck on step 1, just waiting and waiting for a feeling that might never come. But here's the secret. The real formula, the one that actually works, is the complete opposite. You take action first, and then you feel motivated. The action itself is what generates the feeling you were waiting for all along. Motivation doesn't lead to action. Action leads to motivation. And what this creates is this incredible, powerful feedback loop. You take one small action, right? That creates a tiny bit of momentum. And seeing that progress, no matter how small, makes you feel good. That's motivation. And that little hit of motivation makes it easier to take the next action. It's a cycle that feeds itself, but, and this is key, it has to start with action. Okay, that all sounds great, but I know what you're thinking. How am I supposed to just take action when I have zero energy and zero drive? Great question. Let's get super practical with a simple trick that is an absolute game changer. See, most of the time, we're not paralyzed because we're lazy. We're paralyzed because we're looking at the whole mountain. We say, I need to write a book, or I need to lose 30 pounds, and it's so massive we just shut down. The problem isn't you. It's that the first step is way too big. So here's the fix. You shrink any new habit down to something that takes less than 2 minutes to do. That's it. 2 minutes. The point isn't to crush your goal on day 1. The point is to master the art of just showing up. So look at how this works. Instead of write a book, your 2-minute start is write 1 sentence. Instead of run 5 miles, it's just put on my running shoes. Literally anyone can do that. And the funny thing is, once you've put your running shoes on, you kind of feel like, well, I might as well go for a walk. Once you've written 1 sentence, that second sentence feels a whole lot easier. So the 2-minute rule is how you get the engine started. But to keep it going for the long haul, we need to stop relying on feelings altogether and start building reliable systems. This is the mental shift you have to make. Motivation is a feeling. A system is a plan. Feelings are unpredictable. Systems are consistent. A system is what carries you through on the days you don't feel like it. And trust me, those are the days that make all the difference. So here are 3 quick tools to build your system. First, environment design. Make the good stuff easy and the bad stuff hard. Want to run in the morning? Put your running shoes right next to your bed. Second, accountability. Just tell a friend your plan. You'd be amazed how powerful it is just knowing someone might ask you about it. And third, momentum. Celebrate those tiny wins. Every time you do your 2-minute habit, give yourself a little pat on the back. It fuels that action motivation loop.
And that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle. This is the big one. It's the mindset shift that underpins this entire philosophy.
This right here, this is your new mantra. I mean it. The whole idea of feeling ready is a myth. It's just a comfortable story we tell ourselves to stay put. The truth is, nobody ever feels 100% ready. The people who succeed just start anyway, and they figure it out as they go. So, let's make this real. Here's your game plan, starting right now. 1. Pick one single habit you've been procrastinating on. 2. Shrink it down to a 2-minute version. 3. Do it. Today, even if you don't want to. And 4. The most important step of all, repeat tomorrow. That's it. That's how you build a system. Because at the end of the day, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Successful people aren't magically more motivated than you are. Not at all. They're just more consistent. Consistency will always, always beat short bursts of intensity. So please stop waiting. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Stop waiting to feel motivated. You don't need motivation. You just need a little bit of movement. Take that one tiny 2-minute step, because that first little bit of movement, that's what changes everything.